What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sliders Podcast. You are joined by yours truly, your favourite host, Tom. Who else we got in the studio today?
You got Who's Taff, find it on the pod, aka the champion.
And you've got Toby the Guy Senpai.
And you've got Mo.
And we're going to be talking about the movie Malcom and Marie and kind of the problems they had in their relationship and whatnot. But Mo, do you want to tell us about the movie?
Yeah, so just to give you guys a quick rundown, essentially a writer/director, Malcolm, and his girlfriend, Marie, come home from the premiere of his biggest movie to date. And he forgot to thank her when he was like thanking everyone that helped, contribute to the film. And obviously that made her upset, like it would make anybody upset. But what was even worse is that this film was practically based on a big part of her life. Okay? So they continue to get into arguments, and that initial argument of the thank you deepens into a bigger argument concerning his toxicity throughout the relationship and narcissism, as well as her willingness to just let him stomp all over her, get his way, and do this shit with no repercussions. So eventually the film comes to a close with, after many fights and small makeups, they go to bed, wake up, and she's gone, left the house, she's outside. He searches throughout the house again, finds her outside, and they stand on the cliff, looking out at sea, doing nothing. Said nothing. So no resolution has actually been reached, but they have practically discussed everything that was on the table. But where they went from there, we don't know.
Alright, so what do you guys think about the movie overall? How did you guys feel about it after watching it?
I think, firstly, I liked the movie. I feel like it was a very good movie because when you watch the movie, it's so intense, visceral. You can feel every emotion they feel. When you get anxious, when they get up close and personal in the camera and he's just cussing her out, and you're feeling a way that you get a strong disgust. Fucking hell, fam! How can you say this shit? This guy's an animal. You get me? Mm-hmm. As far as the story, I just found it cool how they done it. They structured the story around an argument that happens over one night. That was new to me. And they stay in one location, so it's this self-contained thing that, to me, it was a very new experience that it brought, and they delivered it very well. I think it's up there. It's probably top 10 Netflix productions. For me,
that's fair. Toby, welcome with you.
Top 10. But yeah, I enjoyed the film, just straight up. The feeling I got from the film was just very raw. As in, this is a relationship. I won't comment on how healthy I think this relationship is, but it's not very. However, I think I don't know, I felt very involved in that, in just what they were sort of going through. And then it had me thinking who should I side for here? Who's actually in the right, who's in the wrong? Or is this something that's worth carrying on? And it just gave me a lot of insight, really, into their situation, almost like it was real. But obviously it's not. But yeah, but all in all, I just really liked the film for what it just brought out there and just how it made me feel watching it.
Wait, could I just piggyback off what Toby covered there? Yeah. I like the film and how it unravels, the story of those two unravels as they argue. So when you're introduced, he's celebrating his award, as Mo said, and she's upset, right? And your perspective changes because in that first moment, she's upset while he's celebrating. You might form an opinion on her. Why is she upset? Why is she moving like this for? And then he'll say something, and then she'll explain why, and you're like, oh shit, now you're looking at the guy sideways. And then he'll say something, now you're looking at the girl sideways. Your head's just constantly turning back and forth, looking at these two, and then you reach the conclusion at the end of the film, you two are as bad as each other. And that's true to a very big degree, but there's a debate on who was worse. But when bad is bad, it is what it is. But yeah, Mo.
Yeah, I would say it was a good film purely because of the emotion it evoked from me as a watcher. I thought, I went in, going into the film, I thought it was just going to be a casual Netflix film. Heard it, was just a long argument, cool. But The argument was intense, like everyone else before said. It was real, it was raw. And I think it was, to a point, realistic. I wouldn't say it was over-exaggerated what they were saying. Because I do think if you had those two personalities, those two beings in a relationship, you would get similar results, maybe even worse. And overall, I would say the film hit the nail on the head for me in regard to what Taf was just brought up earlier, but perspective and how with very little information, we as humans just very quickly decide who we think is right or wrong, or who is the least bad or the worst of the two. And yeah, it's fair enough to say that they're both equally bad by the end of the film, but I'm strongly saying it was the guy. He was trash. But yeah.
I don't know. For me, acting was great. I actually rated acting very well, especially from the guy that played Malcolm.
Would you give it an Oscar?
Nah.
Just straight up.
Cinematographer Tom, man.
Nah. He wouldn't get an Oscar, but it was good acting from him and Zendaya. Okay. All in all, I think halfway through the movie, I kind of got the gist of it. Nothing really surprised me anymore, if you get what I mean, because it's kind of like the structure that all the arguments was pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like they have their back and forth. Then one of them just goes off a tangent. I kind of just pours their heart out. Then the other one gets in their feelings, realize they're wrong.
No, but it's about what they're saying in these.
I get what you mean, but it's kind of like you get there was nothing really surprising as you can get the gist of the movie. And concept wise, it's not like this. It wasn't even this brand new thing as well. It's like there has been movies about it that are just basically based around the art of human interaction, like the Before Sunset, Before Sunrise movies. That 3 movies pretty much purely based on human interaction and the kind of dynamics in relationships and how they build. Okay. In my opinion, so it wasn't even like something that was brand new, and they weren't saying anything new. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. The only reason you might haven't watched like the Before Sunset and them ones is because they were white couples. I'm not gonna lie. Let me be very honest. No. Hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on. Because these are black actors. What's it called? They were in our It came on our radar. Is what I'm saying.
Were they on Netflix as well?
I'm not saying, huh?
Were they on Netflix?
These movies are made over time.
We came for Zendaya, but stayed for the good content.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that you mans wouldn't watch it because they were white. I'm just saying those movies probably just didn't come on your radar. So that's why it's probably a new concept to you guys.
Yeah. Out of 5, how many sliders would you give it?
That's
an honest question.
He's having 5 sliders.
I'd give it a 3.5.
I'd give it 2.53.
Okay, I'd give it a 4.
Damn. I'd give it.
Really good, yeah.
I'd give it 3.5. 3.5.
I don't know, but I don't know. I think it was an all right movie in my opinion. I think that I wouldn't say it's a great movie. Okay. In my opinion, the acting was great. Writing, all right.
Yeah. Would you say it's something you'd only give it that because you're so familiar with it compared to us who don't really watch stuff like that?
No, it's just I think it's just the way they structured the arguments are just like a bit repetitive, to be fair. So yeah, but question: what did you guys think the main root of their problem was? Like
the relationship shouldn't have happened, bro.
Jesus
when you give
Christ.
context to how this relationship was founded, yeah. Surprise for the audience: Malcolm is known for dating. What would you call it now?
Broken girls,
tapped individuals.
He's just known for. He preys on vulnerable women. That's Malcolm's thing, fam.
Oh, Jesus.
Am I lying?
Wait,
he's not lying.
I wouldn't put it that way.
In the movie, like,
I wouldn't put it
what
that way,
indicates that?
What indicates
What
that?
indicates it is
I'm
when he
asking
says
the
it himself.
audience.
Toby, when he says it himself in the bathtub scene, when he's
Yeah.
telling her, "You're not the first. You're not the only broken girl I've dated," and names all these girls: Kiki, Ray,
Oh my
Shaniqua, all them ones. Yeah,
Okay.
like that's him owning up to the fact that, oh yeah, I've met broken girls before. They've been in my life. I've had sex with them. You're not the only one. Don't get to thinking you're special. Don't get to thinking this film is only about you.
Because when I watched that film, when I watched that scene, I didn't take it like that. I took more of it in like, coincidentally, they had these.
Coincidentally?
Hold on.
Hold on. Let Toby speak. Let's see what I'm on.
Hear me out. Okay. So, from what I recall, there was obviously Zendaya, the Marie, and there was another girl who had issues with drugs. And other than that, like, all I remember is that he described one girl for tying her shoelace a certain type of way, and he represented that in the movie that he made.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really call that like as in.
Okay, so barring the girls that he named, him just saying you're not the first broken girl I've been with before. He clearly has a pattern, bro.
Pattern?
It's not a coincidence.
Okay, no, first of all,
hold on, wait. If I just happen to bring home girls that do cocaine, are you just gonna say it's coincidence?
But then if you're like, you're not the first girl who's done cocaine before, then doesn't mean that you prey on girls who do cocaine.
Hold on.
Okay, crackheads. Let's just say crackheads then. Like, just I go to a crack den and I just always bring back girls from crack dens.
But the thing is he always bringing back broken girls?
No,
Or
he's not.
It's his pattern, bro.
It's not a pattern. It's two. Two isn't a pattern.
What do you mean? No, wait, pause.
no,
It's not even two. He described the girl that had the lace a certain way. She was broken. The girl that had that walk that was in the film.
She wasn't broken. He was describing all the things the movie was based
Bro,
on. He wasn't describing all the girls. That
Yeah,
were
but bro, before he said that, he said, "You're not the only broken girl I dated." They named broken girls.
He dated
named-
He dated the girl that died.
Okay, what about the girl that he was fucking in the thing? That was fucking in that.
That was a dancer.
The
Yeah,
dancer
we'll go with dancer.
in
stripper,
in that
bro.
hotel
She was a
with
stripper,
the
bro.
heart shaped
In the heart-shaped
tub. Yeah.
in Montreal.
But was she broken? Like, when
We
do you
don't
describe
know.
her as broken?
No, the issue here is that if we go back to it, he has a pattern of dating broken women.
How?
Wait, you tell me, why would you say that? Why would you say that you are not the only broken girl I've dated?
Because there was a second broken girl, bro.
Oh no, but what? No, but no, wait. Take that out. I don't care about that.
But that's
Why would you
crazy.
tell? Why would you tell your girl? Yeah.
Because
whether or
of-
not she's broken, whether or not your girl is broken, why would you tell your girl you're not the only broken girl I've dated? And you guys said you saw it in a way like, oh, like you're not the only one, yeah. Not as so offensive. The way I see it, it was boastful.
I don't think so.
It was like you're not the only broken girl I've dated. Don't get it twisted. You're not special.
Okay, wait. How did you take it?
Okay,
Tom?
right now, because the main issue, one of the main issues, well, on the surface anyway, was the fact that you couldn't have made this movie without me. That's what Marie was saying.
Okay.
You could not have made this movie without me. What he was doing, because again, the character in the movie was broken, so to speak.
The character in
The character
in Malcom and
the
Marie
main
or
character
the-
in Malcolm's movie was broken.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay. So first of all, he brought second broke girls like you're not the only drug addict I've dealt with, and even then, because he was saying you see yourself in everything I do, as in he straight up said you see yourself in everything I do. That the way a girl walks, you would say, oh, I walk like that. You got that from me. That's what he was saying. She said.
And that's an issue. If that's true, that's an
No,
issue.
no, but that's what he was saying. She said. So all those girls he named, it wasn't a pattern of broken girls. It wasn't like a string of broken girls. He named all those girls to show that he got that movie from everywhere else. Because she asked him where, like, what's it called? Who else was it based off? If it wasn't based off me, she asked him that early in the movie.
I don't believe she actually posed that as a
Hold on, but
question.
Tom,
She did, and he was like people.
No, but
Like,
Tom,
he
we're
was.
not talking about the girls he named. It's just that one specific phrase. You're not the only broken girl. I've
Because
dated
there was a
before.
second. That's not a pattern. Two is not a pattern, bruv.
Bro, okay.
Tom, can you please explain?
First of all, I don't even think he's right. I don't even think he's right. Or what's called right in the whole movie. I'm not even saying he's faultless. That's the word. So I'm just
The
clarifying.
way you're defending this guy.
I'm
is-
just
yeah,
clarifying this point.
I-
It's not a pattern of broken girls because there's been two girls. I don't think he's preying on them because he's helped them. He's the one who took it to
Because
me.
he's helped.
Oh, Tom, please, you're
No,
falling
hold-
for his
no, no,
deceiving
Hold on.
tricks.
Okay, that's where I'm at, yeah.
Thing is, I do think he's a prick because he does have his issue. He does have flaws. I'm not saying the guy is what's called faultless. That's what I'm not saying. But you might have saying he's preying on these girls. Yeah, that for me. That's a very mad statement.
But he is.
That's a very bad statement.
Wait, tough. The reason we'll get to that later, as in why, to a further degree, we do think he's playing on these girls.
Yeah.
But Toby, what would you say, like, your reaction to that phrase is overall then? Like, that one phrase?
I wouldn't say I hear that phrase and I'm like, oh, now he's preying on like broken girls. I would see more like, I think context is very important in that scenario and what they were actually arguing about. And he's talking, there's this film about this clearly broken girl.
Yeah.
And then she thinks, oh, because she's broken, I'm broken, that this is pretty much like, this is a direct link, like, as in, she's the only link you have to like reality. And he's saying that's not true. there's traits I've gotten from all these different girls, really. Therefore, you're not the only broken girl that I've like dated. There's been like, let's say different girls have like broken traits about them, or traits about them that may seem like, oh, they're broken, and they all make up this one character in the movie. Then you could say, okay, you're not the only broken girl I've dated. In that aspect,
so to that point, essentially, one of their main issues was she believed that the character was heavily influenced by her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he was rebuking that point. Rebuking works. Sorry, Taff. I'm sorry. Okay. Rebuking that point.
You're calm and educated now.
Hey, no, I got chill. Hey. He is rebuking that point.
Good.
So that was a point of contention. Yeah. What are our own personal opinions on whether she was a heavily influential character?
No, we'd have to see the movie, and we'd have to need a lot more.
What do you mean, bro? She was a drug addict. He helped her get through that.
But then again, he provided evidence as to there's these people. These were my inspirations for these scenes in the movie, and then says the part like we have to.
No, obviously, but
take what they say.
How can he bring up a walk? He's bringing up a walk and the way people are tying their laces. That is not
and
that
lines,
deep.
Hold on, and lines in the movie, and then he goes, the part that was based off you was the end of the movie. That's what he said. And we just have to take it as it is. He could be lying, could not be lying, but let's just say all the characters were telling the truth.
Okay, yeah, but you can say he could be lying. Okay, if we say not all characters can be telling the truth, then the stories conflict. That's the whole point of us as an audience giving our opinion. Mm-hmm. Because if we take his as truth and hers as truth, there's certain places where that's fine, but then they'll clash at certain points as well.
No, so I'll say that part where you're saying the part that was based off you was you'd have to take that at face value, mainly because if that was in person, how can I now say, well, you got inspirations from here, when I'm telling you where I got my inspirations from? You can't argue with that. You get what I'm saying? So like, we just have to take it as it is. And I think that Malcolm's just tapped. He's just tapped.
You let them know.
No. We need to bring it back to Malcolm, because the scene we're talking about, we're leaving out the part where he enters and says the gloves are off now, and just goes in. Which brings me to this question: like, how deep and how raw can you have a conversation with a partner? Where are the lines and limits that you draw? Because in this movie, they're definitely pushing boundaries.
Because I think for him, everyone has their own personal lines and boundaries. But with him, as soon as she said mediocre, he was like, no one's calling my work mediocre. Gloves are off. That was it for him. He was like, that's calm. If you want to go there, let's go there. If you want to, which is a bit mad in my opinion, but I guess his work must be hella personal to him.
He said the gloves are off.
Because I think that's probably how important his work is to him.
Tom, he loves this girl apparently.
Huh?
He loves this girl.
Love this girl?
Yeah. He loves this girl. He loves his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he helped her through rehab, right?
Yeah.
When she relapsed, he helped her through that too, right?
Yeah.
When she cheated on him, she helped him. He stayed with her, right?
Yeah.
And his work is so important to him that when she calls his work mediocre, which she clearly did because she was in a fit, whether or not she believes that's true or not, yeah. So that makes it fine.
It's not
or
fine.
to you, understandable, not justified, but understandable for him to say gloves are off in a relationship, in an argument that he's having with his girls that he loves. No.
Gloves are off.
And also, an important thing as well that he...
First of all, let me make this very clear. I do not agree with what this brother was doing.
No.
No,
He said it was understandable. He said it was understandable.
Because I didn't say it was justified. Okay. I didn't say he was right. I'm saying I can understand his what's called his
mind state. Like you think the same.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Toxic Tom.
Listen, I'm toxic to a point, and I'm not like this. First of all, I don't like the way you man are trying to paint this picture. First of all, this is very bad.
Branding.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not narcissistic. I'm not needy. So let's behave ourselves, please.
Hey, those were both terms used to describe Malcolm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he preyed on her. As she said, he is a needy person, in my opinion. He just seemed like a person that would constantly need her validation, in my opinion. And to be honest, he's incapable of putting anyone else first except for himself. So I don't think he preys on them. I just think he's incapable of considering anyone's feelings before his own, in my opinion.
Mo, what was the theory you came up with?
Okay, so this is gonna sound crazy, yeah?
This is gonna be mad.
No, but it's not even mad, because it's all gonna make logical sense. I'm only making logical conclusions. All right?
Fool's interpretation.
Maybe so, yeah. All right, so In the film, she exposes that, or he exposes rather, that because she brings up the point that he didn't offer her the role to take Imani. Was it Imani's place?
Yeah.
Imani, that was the name of the character that she thinks she was based on in his film. And he says, "Oh, I told you there was an audition. I offered you the audition, and you were reluctant. Should have been more forceful, saying that you really wanted to do it." Cool, that's understandable. My point of issue with that whole argument is that this is, like I said before, this is a guy that got her through rehab when he first met her. Yeah, so he met her when she was a drug addict, got her through rehab. She relapsed, he got her through it again. She cheated on him, he got back with her. All this, so she's done all this stuff, and he stuck with her through all of this. But when it comes to the audition, because she's reluctant, he doesn't want to push her, knowing that she has talent as an actress, and he says this in the film. He says that she has talent, but he says that talent isn't enough. Okay, cool. You might want to think that this is just because this is different. It was health before, and her getting this role isn't necessarily to do with health. But what I personally think is that he was doing all that work before. I don't know whether it was conscious or subconscious, so we could get the story, the drug addict story pinned down. Okay, so sometimes they relapse, and when they relapse, they do it like this, and they can spill out into other aspects of their life, like cheating on their partners in relationships, etc., etc. Yeah, and then when it got to the audition, he was like, "Cool, you know what? If she actually gets this role, then she's not gonna be able to. Like, people are gonna attribute the performance and how well she does, and how real and authentic the character is to her, since she's actually been in that situation in her own personal life, and not to me as an awesome director and writer. So you know what? I won't push her too much. If she doesn't want it, that's cool." And then once he gets good reviews and shit, he doesn't really care. He doesn't care. He used her as a project. She's a project.
Then why didn't he dump her?
Why didn't he dump her?
When the script was finished, he could have dumped her.
Yeah. What do you mean? That's not necessary. That's not necessary.
No, if you don't,
but that's what you don't understand. But that's what you don't understand. He's now made his film. This is a big film. So now he's in the eyes of what top producers in LA or wherever they live in the US, wherever over the world. Yeah, at that point, he's going to get films regardless.
Yeah,
he's going to get projects offered to him. He doesn't need any more people to come up to him. He's done his bit to get his name out there. Now just a big name, a big character.
Yeah, but again, so why didn't he dump her?
Because he might have developed feelings for her along the way, yeah, but he doesn't actually care for her, clearly. But by the way he's acting in the film.
Wait, hold on. Because the thing is, he would say he doesn't express himself in the best way. But that's what that whole That's what that whole argument in the bathtub was about. Because he said the film wasn't just based on you. Because you said he was just with her to get the script. She's not the first drug addict he has even dated.
Yeah, but what happened to the other one?
She died.
She died, so he couldn't use her anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
yeah,
Mo,
exactly.
Mo.
Exactly.
Listen, Mo.
That's mine blown.
The tinfoil hat
blown.
That should be a tinfoil beanie. This guy's lost his mind.
That's what I'm gonna say. She's dead.
And you realize they broke up with each other before.
Yeah, but she's dead. He saw her going down that route.
Yo, listen, I don't even know who we're on the podcast with, bro.
I don't know who I'm on the podcast with.
But what I'm saying
this guy's
is, Mo, that's
something.
the whole argument. Because for her, it's inconceivable that anyone would be with her just because they love her.
True.
Like, it's inconceivable. He said he just loves her.
Bro.
Like,
wait, you're missing out. What did he say before that? He said, "I don't need you, I love you." And this is after he's berated her and said all this insulting shit. Yeah. So don't make that seem cute, fam. He said, "I don't need you, I love you."
It's not cute.
It's not cute.
What I'm saying is the fact that, because right now you're saying that's the reason he's with her. He was with her anyway.
The main reason.
I don't think so. I think somewhere in that cold, tapped exterior, somewhere deep down, he can actually have feelings. He actually loves the girl. He's a tapped individual, don't get me wrong, but I think he loves the girl.
No, but okay, we need to talk about like the emotional abuse in the movie. Because like you said, in the same breath, he abuses her. He also quickly says, "I love you." Is that not like abuse or like mental manipulation?
Manipulation.
Emotional manipulation.
It is.
Fam,
Yeah.
like, so they're in a relationship now. If we go back to like talking about whether or not they should or shouldn't be in this relationship and the crux of this relationship, yeah, the relationship was built on ugliness, just straight ugliness. He was more ugly, in my opinion, because like in my head and the way I took what he was saying, he sought out a girl that was vulnerable and then took her in, and then maybe that using her for material part came in. But some people in this world will just do that. You know, they might not even need it for material. They just want to prey on vulnerable people. You get me? So if we take away that theory about the thing, he's just a guy who's seeking vulnerable girls, fam. You get me? And I think that
I don't know about that, but I'll carry on.
I don't.
you lot are watching
I'll
the
hold
same
on to
film.
that. I'll hold on to that.
No, because you're saying that he's out here praying and seeking out damaged girls.
Yes,
I
he
don't
is.
think so, bro. In my opinion, if it is that straight, I don't think it's even a conscious conscious action. In my opinion, I don't think he's doing it on purpose.
Oh, so do you think it's like when people have a certain type they go for, but they don't know why?
Some people like building other people up. It's just them. So even if I don't think it's a conscious action if he is doing it.
But then why did he stop? If he likes building people up, why did he stop when she could have got the audition for the part of Imani?
Because again, he said talent isn't enough.
No, because it would have detracted from his writing and directing.
Again, he's a narcissist, so it is what it is. But as I said, I don't agree with the character because he is a flawed dude.
Okay.
But you man are out here saying he's praying, he's like a shadow in the night, preying on damaged youths. That's crazy, fam. That is crazy. I don't think so. I don't think that's correct.
Yeah,
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure we've all ended up dating someone that had flaws, quite significant flaws.
Bro.
Tom, I can't compare anyone I've ever dated.
Not to that
21,
extent.
bro.
Not to that extent. But people we have dated have had flaws.
Everybody has flaws, Tom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So would you actually say? Because thing is, someone might do drug, someone might be a compulsive liar. To be fair,
Okay.
someone might just be what's it called when someone just always sees himself as a victim. I'm not sure if there's a word for that.
I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing it. Like, what is a condition?
Like, there's different ways because there's different. I can't. I know a certain word for that.
I think the word for it is Tom.
You suck yourself, fam.
Oh,
But anyway, what I'm saying is that it's not uncommon for people to like building other people up, or to just for that to be an unconscious decision when choosing a partner. So to say that he's now going to start preying on girls and seeking out girls just for the purpose of a script is mad.
I don't know how much money Malcolm's paying you to defend him like this.
Oh my.
No, you man are hella quick to just cast him to the
Hello,
side.
quick. He said what he said.
No, because you haven't said one bad thing about Marie. So
Okay.
One bad thing about Marie.
Let's get to Marie very quickly. Very easy. Very easy.
quickly. I bet.
And the biggest issue for her is, like he said, he pointed this out, and I do think it's true, is like, and Tom said this earlier as well. So she doesn't believe that anyone can love her just for her. She internally believes that they're only with her for other reasons, ulterior motives. Yeah. And what that leads to her doing is casting doubt, like she did on her significance in the role of Imani, etc. And also in just letting him stomp all over her. So she was talking about how this, obviously this is their worst argument, and that's what she said in the film, but stuff like this has happened before. His behavior isn't new, it's just the most significant it's ever been. But she's continued to stay with him. Why? Because what else is she going to do? Where's she going to go to? She cheated on this guy and he still wouldn't go. She relapsed once, well, at least once, and he's still with her. She won't stand up for herself enough to leave. She'll stand up to his I don't know, his bullying, I would call it, and berating to a certain point, but then stop. At the end of the day, what did she do? She went to bed and she woke up the next day and she's standing right by him. You could also just see that as her and him resetting and doing it once again.
So wait, when we talk about
fresh canvas
and arguments, can you yourselves have an argument with your partner on the same level as Marie and Malcolm?
No.
Where you're now looking at them and saying the gloves are off.
No
holds bars.
No.
We're going in.
Yeah.
No.
I think the one thing that stood out for me, what Malcolm said, he was like, whatever you do to me, I can hurt you 10 times worse. And it's like, why would you even why is that your focal point? Like, to hurt your partner? You don't want to be doing that. You want to resolve a conflict. And to me, I couldn't really go about an argument in the same way, because to me, that's what it seems like his intention was, to a degree anyway. So definitely not to that level.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Listen, guys.
Wait, Tom, it's a very simple answer.
Wait,
Are you going to say yes?
Simple answer to his question.
Yes.
What do you think we were talking about?
I was just gonna start talking about. No, never mind. Sorry. No, I can't.
Thank you. Got worried there.
Yeah, I was too, fam. But would you like to tell us?
I can't. No, I can't have an argument to that extent with my partner. That's not me.
Okay. But so then the side you
and for this episode, I've been playing devil's advocate because these men are casting away.
Man, you haven't played
they're casting away black men. Someone needs to be on the other side. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't agreeing with what Malcolm did, but
no one asked you.
That's that. Let me make this very clear. Okay, cool. What I'm saying is that both of them were in their feelings because, again, even though, in my opinion, he cussed her out a lot more than she did. Mm-hmm. It was still a two-way thing when it comes to who's berating who. Yeah. It wasn't like she wasn't sitting in the corner crying. That's something we have to remember. She wasn't sitting in the corner crying and saying that, "Oh my God, how can you be saying this to me?" It was an argument. Yeah. It wasn't a bollocking. It wasn't like you're in school and a teacher's just giving out to you. It wasn't that.
Okay.
The only time the conversation was one-sided is when both of them were in their feelings and he was like sitting down by the bathtub, actually delving into his feelings, or when she's on the bed and he's crying. And so it wasn't like, again, even though when it comes to who would berate who more, obviously there is an imbalance, but it was never just one way.
I think a good way to visualize it is like, they were both trying to cut each other. In my opinion, Malcolm's wounds the wounds he inflicted were a lot deeper, but she was also, getting in hers as well. And I feel like you can't have a relationship like that. Like, it's weird speaking on other people's things, but it's a movie, innit? But
oh gosh,
you can't have a relationship like that where the goal is to hurt each other and then bounce. Because it wasn't a straight argument. Let's not lie. They were rounds. They were very clear rounds in this argument where there'd be a little break, get a little apple juice, warm up the vocal cords,
some mad
lubricate the throat, and you're back at it again, fam.
He got some mad blue balls in this movie.
The way these people would bounce back and forth between saying the most vile and crude things to each other to just being calm and serene and talking about something, because they're arguing, and then if we remember now, he's a director, movie came out, a review comes out. So they had the first round of arguments. The review comes out, and then it breaks up the argument, and then like, oh, what was the review about? Oh, da 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 da. And then it's like, but were you guys not, biting each other's ears off before? And then, something happens again to trigger round two. You get me? To me, that's toxic. Like, you can't do that. Some people might relish in it. I genuinely believe, from looking at Malcolm and Marie and the way they handled that, they relish in it, bro. So, taking that perspective, do you think people that enjoy toxicity or enjoy being in toxic relationships should stay in them?
No.
Even if that's what they enjoy, like
they should change.
Big man, do you, bro? I'm not gonna lie. If you're toxic, it is what it is. As long as both of you are toxic, you move.
You say as long as both of you are toxic.
No, I'm not gonna lie. You said should people stay in toxic relationships because in this situation both of them were toxic. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's not like they're happy. They're not happy though. Like they'll be happy at times, but most times they'll be feeling like they were feeling during the film.
Are you happy all the time in your relationship?
Not all the time. Obviously, there's gonna be times where you're upset, yeah, but never to the degree that they were. They're upset. The sadness I'd be feeling, yeah, if my girl ever said, "You're mediocre," or about a piece of work that I did, or YouTube video I uploaded, or something like that, yeah, would be crazy. Because the way these guys are talking to each other is if they had no feelings for each other. Of course, it's going to make you upset. But I don't think that's a normal thing for people to do. And the way I'd easily sum it up is that we've very clearly said that they're both bad characters, both toxic people. If you take both of these people out of the relationship they're in and put them into relationships with normal people per se, those relationships are going to be fucked, right?
Yeah. Cool.
My issue is that I think that her toxicity will only be able to display itself to the worst point when she's in a relationship with someone like Malcolm. Because I would say that he definitely started the argument and got rolling to a mad degree. Because she was like justifiably upset for him not saying thank you. She's his girl. He should say thank you regardless, even if she doesn't help. Yeah. This girl was helping with scripts. Mm-hmm. She was definitely a part of the film was based on her. He admitted to that. So why wouldn't you say thank you? And he didn't say it.
That's true.
And then in the end, he She made food for him, and in the beginning of the film, he's sitting there eating the mac and cheese, bare hungry, getting seconds. But then he's also talking about, oh, you're crazy, you're psycho, blah 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 blah, shouting at her from across the hall. Bro, that's mad. That's unnecessary.
ASMR.
So she was at that point. She had done nothing toxic, in my opinion. At that point, at the beginning of the film, she had done nothing toxic. Come home, upset clearly, but saying, "No, we'll talk about it later. I know you're not in the mood right tonight. Nothing's gonna get done." She said that at the beginning.
That's true.
He ignores that, eats mac and cheese, forces it out of her. She tells him, "Babe, this is what was on my mind," and then he just gets pissed off, calls her crazy, calls her psycho. Then that's when the back and forth, elevating, battling match, screaming match, just gets off. But he was different.
Yeah.
They're
Do
both
you think-
toxic,
wait.
but his levels are.
Do you guys think this movie was necessary to make? Should
Yes.
this have been televised?
I'm not going to say necessary, but it was nice to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't say any. I wouldn't say it was
Like the world ain't
necessary,
gonna
but-
burn if it wasn't made, bro.
It was useful.
Like in my opinion, but like, do you not find it interesting that neither of them would be where they were without each other though? Because you said like toxic relationships like that shouldn't happen. Like I'm not gonna lie, she'd probably still be a druggie.
Yeah, and he would be a no-
and his script would never go.
Yeah,
finished.
no good director, fam.
Or even if it was finished, it would never be where it was without her.
I didn't
Because,
think of that, that they wouldn't be where they
Yeah,
are.
like
Yeah.
deep because he's the one that brought it to rehab.
There was too much ugliness for me to even focus on that. That's such a good point. That
Yeah.
these niggas really helped each other out.
When I say as ugly as the arguments were, when it comes to the quality of let me not say quality of relationship, but quality of life, he's got a mad successful film now because of her. Even though all the film wasn't based on her, still played a significant role.
Yes.
She would still be out here sticking needles in her arm and hella powder up her nose if it wasn't for him.
Jesus. Very descriptive, Tom.
Very descriptive.
Did they even say she
Why
was
you
doing
laughing,
needles?
Huh?
Did they ever say she was
I'm
doing
not, that
needles?
was his girlfriend, my bad.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But what's it called? Yeah, she'll still be a junkie if it wasn't for him. So as much as say these toxic relationships, no one should be in them. Ultimately, they actually have done good, despite all the bad and the ugliness of their personal qualities. Ultimately, they have done good for one another.
But that's also an aspect that lends to why some of these relationships become toxic in the first place. Dependency. If you were in a much worse place before you get into a relationship, which I think Taff would say you shouldn't be getting into a relationship in the first place, then if you build each other up, and you're both going from that terrible place into something better, but then during that build up, you're still seeing lots of crazy toxic moments, then that's just gonna fuel the toxic relationship happening. Yeah, it's cute that he got her from a druggie to a clean person, and she got him some help with his script. But at the end of the day, they're in a toxic relationship, and despite it being cute, the original story being cute, it's been twisted.
Bit cute.
I mean, I would say it's cute.
I wouldn't say it's cute.
Wait, bro, deep it. If that film had been, they're coming home, celebrating the film, kiss, hug, normal happy comedy, romantic comedy thing, yeah? You'd be saying, oh, that's such a cute relationship. Oh my God, he raised her from
No,
this.
tough.
hold on,
I don't think it's
wait,
cute.
Tom.
She saved his career. He saved her life.
Wait, hold on.
That's still cute, bro.
Wait, let me explain. I think it would have been cute if the film took place in the past, where he finds her where she is, and then they go develop together. She helps with the script. That would have been a very feel good, wholesome, romantic movie. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's what the movie's sort of smart. Now I'm saying it. Maybe it shows you the ugly side of if that we've probably seen a movie like that before
Multiple times, yeah.
But this is couple years down the line, the relationship is still going, and now they're using what was going on in that earlier movie as ammo. Because, bro, he was bringing up mad things about the past. And I personally don't agree with that. Like, when someone shares something in confidence with you, and then you just use it as a weapon. That was wild when you done it, fam. That was Malcolm
crazy.
was just an unhinged, rabid dog, fam. Honestly, he was just a dog throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. I think it's important to realize that we pretty much only know them from their worst argument in the relationship that they've had. So to have this depiction, okay, they should even be together because we've seen the worst relationship, the worst argument that they've had. I don't know. I think it's a bit unfair to really say that.
And do our worst moments define us?
That's true.
They do. They don't completely define you, but they do define you.
They show you what you're capable of, bro.
You can't get away from your worst moments. You can't just say, well, that was my worst time. I'm sorry. It still plays a part into who you are. And he showed me enough in that 1 hour and 46 minutes that he's trash. I don't care.
Actually, to be fair,
she's bad too, but I hate him more.
To be fair, she did say, to be fair, at the end, she did say that this is the best and the worst that you will ever be. As in,
But
bro,
that was her summary.
that's
Dun,
her
dun,
summary. But deeply, like, worst moment is kind of like, in my opinion, your worst moment is your true self. That's
Your worst moment's your true
Your
self.
worst moment is what you're on, is what you're capable of, and it's what you will stoop down to. To be honest, that's my opinion. Your worst moment it will define you. It will actually not completely, but
So do
it
you
will.
agree with the nigga?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I hate to introduce
will
cancel
define you.
culture, but
You can change, but
Tom,
bro,
do you agree with the tweets that get brought up?
I don't care about tweets, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but those are still people's worst moments, bro.
You can change,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. You can't. I'm not gonna just. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Taff. If you killed someone 10 years ago, I'm still gonna be wary of you.
No, I'm just talking about tweets.
No. Hold
Like,
on. But
the
what?
worst
No,
moments.
what I'm saying, it still speaks volumes of the type of person you can be, in my opinion. Yes, you can change, but I'm not gonna forget. I can forgive, but I won't forget. Like you can say calm, that's what's happened. We can move on. But in the back of your mind, you always know that's the type of person they can be.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree with
And
that.
tweets are different, man. They're not that deep. I wouldn't even call that a person's worst
Bro,
moments, fam.
there's
They're
a-
not really a person's worst
There-
moments.
There
I
been some
assure
ugly
you.
tweets in the past.
No, fam, I assure you. All those celebrities, yeah, like Kevin Hart, have had tweets put out there that are racist jokes or whatever. They aren't their worst moments. He's got stories that are even worse than that aren't on an internet that he will never want to come out.
I'm not
People's worst moments are not on the internet, I promise you.
I'm not gonna lie, tough. And never mind that. Tough, do you not remember when we were younger? The type of tweets that we would let out would be reckless. Everything.
I wasn't on Twitter when I was younger.
I'm
Neither
not
was
saying. Were you?
No, I wasn't.
Were you?
Hey, yes. I
Anyway,
was.
anyway, back then, Twitter was Twitter wasn't real life. Twitter was not real life back. A lot of time when these tweets were released, Twitter wasn't real life.
Yeah.
Okay, so in my opinion, I can't judge people based on the tweets because, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I can't speak for all the things that I've put on the internet in my past. I can't speak for it because
That's fair.
I was a kid, but yeah, I don't know.
I like what you said. Like to close it off, your worst moments don't define you, but they show you. They put your worst parts on display, and you can forgive, but you can't forget, man.
But all in all, choose a side, guys. Who you backing?
Malcolm or Marie?
Yeah.
Mate, who am I backing?
Like,
Neither.
think about it. Who do you think was right or wrong? Malcolm and Marie.
There was no right or wrong. We can't ask that question.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
that's
lie.
not
Too much
fair.
dirt.
Oh, let's say
Too much
who
dirt.
was wrong. Who was wrong?
Who would you say
He
was
was
right
wrong.
or
Who was more wrong? Let's be
He was the
Malcolm
worst.
was an animal, and Marie was
Yeah.
just an upset woman.
toxic, upset woman. Toby, you might just custom.
Who was worse? Who was worst?
Oh,
no,
Who was
like
the worst?
who was bad, who was worse.
I have to say Malcolm. Like overall, Malcolm. Yeah.
Toby had us waiting, fam. I thought he was gonna say.
Honestly, bro.
No, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not being biased because like, yeah, no, like Malcolm obviously has his toxic traits, but I feel like Marie does too. So then try and just judge like which one's worse overall. Like obviously one is like more out there, like okay, this is clearly an issue, and he's projecting in the way where he's shouting at her, cussing her while he's eating mac and cheese. Like obviously that trait's gonna be something that's very projected out there. But then I'm trying to think whether or not her traits as well, and what makes her toxic, could be equivalent to that, but just in a less aggressive way. But I'd still say Malcolm.
Yeah. And I'm easily going with Malcolm. I think it's perfectly fine to defend yourself if you're being accused of something that you don't think you did, or basically what he was saying. But the way he did it, the manner in which he did it, the lack of care and love he had for Marie when he was arguing with her, the stuff he said, like, I could break you in two and snap you like a twig. This guy's out of pocket. This guy doesn't love it. He's toxic as hell. Throw him away.
In my opinion, I think it's a close call, but Malcolm takes the cake.
You almost had me. You almost had me.
Nah,
Really
what's it
not that
called?
close.
To be honest, I think in the movie, Malcolm's flaws were the most prevalent,
Okay, that's true.
but I think we underestimate the effect that sowing self-doubt into a person can cause. I think it's underestimated. Because I'm not gonna lie, you might well even talk about Marie's flaws aside, bro. But
I'm sorry.
That's a conversation for another day. Casting the black man aside. But listen, I'm just saying that we underestimated the effect of sowing self-doubt within a relationship. And she was complaining about him needing her. Then he went on to explain that, big man, that's you. You caused it. That's you caused it. But listen, all in all, that man need therapy.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, thank you guys for
This has been Sliders Podcast.
Am I done?
Huh?
Okay. Thank you guys
closing it off.
for listening to Sliders Podcast. Please make
I've been your
sure.
host too.
Oh my God! You
No composure, man.
shush.
Mo, let's take it away, man.
Anyway,
No, just take
guys,
it
welcome. Thank you. Oh, you're a prick. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to Sliders Podcast. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify and all major streaming platforms. And please share with your friends, share love. Anyway, I've been your host, your favorite host, who's better than Taff. It's your boy Tom.
Oh my god. I like that.
I've been your host, Who's Taff. You found her on the pod, aka the champion. And we got the Patreon coming out. And yeah, man, Sliders Miami 2021.
I got nothing to say about that, but yeah, it's Toby the Guy Senpai.
You want Sliders Miami to happen?
And it's Mo. Make sure to also follow us on Instagram at SlidersPod. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sliding out.
That's
I don't even know why I said
crazy.
it.
That's
I honestly don't
crazy.
even know why I said that.